Hi, I'm Veronica. I'm a somatic teacher and therapist, and this is a next part of this mini series where I'm zooming in into the psoas muscle, so the muscle that is often dubbed your emotional muscle, that tends to turn on every time you are in a fight and flight or in this kind of stress response. And that might lead you to all kinds of trouble and pains. So I've suggested a couple of things better than stretching in the previous episodes. And today I'll show you one practice that is done lying on the side. And that's where we put the psoas into action, and it's going to go through its range of movement. So you might want to prepare a little blanket to have underneath your head. It might be more comfortable. Okay, so let's start lying on the, let's say, right side. You can have your knees bent, one knee on top of the other, and you can have your arms outstretched in front of you and something underneath the head so that it doesn't drop too low. But make sure it's not very high, whatever you have, so that the neck is not tilted the other way upwards. Okay. So once you made yourself comfortable here, you can first go through the movement of the leg alone and bring that thigh close towards your belly, towards your chest, maybe sliding that foot kind of relaxed way on the ground, on the floor, and then you can move it back. So that is what this muscle is for. It is actually creating this movement of bringing the thigh and the hip closer together, of flexing the hip. It is a hip flexor. Now, you can make the opposite movement when you slide that leg farther and the leg becomes straight, and here appears a little bit of an, you can start feeling a little bit of an opening, depending on how far you bring that leg. But for now, we're gonna go between movement that will be more of a whole body movement, because I really like to enjoy whole body movement rather than being really focused on one part of the body. And it's gonna go like this. Every time you're gonna bring that leg towards your torso, your arm is gonna go overhead and you're gonna come into more T shape with that thigh quite close towards your belly and to your chest. And then you can create the extension of the leg, and the arm can return, for example, resting one hand on top of the other. So there is an extension here and a little bit of a stretch opening in front of the thigh and in the groin. So you could use the inhale for that, like for creating this action of bringing the leg into the belly, into the chest, and rolling your chest open. And then exhale to lengthen that leg and release the hand. And it doesn't really need to be the biggest possible movement for you. It's far more important that this movement feels fluid, easy, flowing nicely with your breath. You could repeat that a couple of times. And then take a little rest. Maybe just for a moment, roll onto your back to compare right and left side. Any new sensation along that side you worked with as compared to the other side. And then we're gonna do the other side. Here is the same thing. You could begin with sliding that leg in kind of relaxed way along the floor, bringing the thigh towards you, and then sliding it away. Or maybe first, a couple of times, just feeling that activation. So only bringing it in and then letting it rest on the bottom leg. And then adding that moment of extension to the point where the leg is straight, or maybe even going a tiny bit beyond, a little bit farther. And as I like to make it a whole body movement, it's far more interesting to involve other parts of the body. Usually we're not moving only one part of the body, but the body as a whole. Let's make this movement of bringing the leg in and rolling the head. You can adjust your blanket so that it covers the head as the head rolls. And then the arm returns on top of the other arm, but the leg straightens. So you could use the inhalation for that effort of bringing the leg in. Exhalation to return and lengthen the leg. Make it flow. Make it easy, slow. Staying conscious of what's happening at every moment. And then rest. And again, you could compare right, left. How does it feel? And enjoy that new freedom and that new way of engaging, releasing, finding the entire range of motion for your soul. So I hope you enjoy this little practice that really makes you move through the whole range of motion without, again, going to that huge overstretching. And that you combine it definitely with the previous practices that I've showed in other weeks. Please let me know how is going your journey of unraveling and freeing up your Psoas. And I will see you next Monday for the last part of this mini series. Please don't forget to subscribe. And I would also like to invite you to my weekly newsletter with kindness, where I'll share more information about the connection between your emotional state, your nervous system state, and how your body is, and how could you start regulating your nervous system so that you can find more ease and freedom in your body, and also work through stress, anxiety, and any overwhelming emotions. So if you would like to check this out, the link to my newsletter is in the description below. Thank you very much.